Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Imperfect podcast, to this very special episode today with a very dear friend, Viviane. Hi, Viviane.
Hi, Ziad.
How are you today?
Good.
Yeah? Great.
Yeah.
Viviane, I wanted to start this episode in a different way. Before introducing and talking about ourselves, I wanted to share a text that you posted on a shared Telegram group from Alan Watts. Are you ready to hear it?
My favorite. Yeah.
Yes. And it's the second sign of awakening. For a while, you're caught between two words. No longer addicted to approval, but not yet at ease without it. Then something curious happens. You quit the need to be special. For much of life, being special seemed important. To stand out, to be unique, to be admired. And yet, with awakening, this craving begins to dissolve. You may notice yourself growing quieter about your achievements, less eager to announce your discoveries. You stop waving little performances to make yourself seem deeper, wiser, more conscious. At first, this feels frightening. If I am not special, then who am I? But slowly, you discover that when the need to be special dies, something extraordinary is born. You become authentically yourself without costumes. It is a paradox. The less you try to stand out, the more radiant you become. Flowers do not bloom to impress the passerby. They bloom because blooming is their nature. And when you quit performing specialness, your uniqueness shines more brightly than ever. You are no longer imprisoned by the exhausting effort of appearing significant. You discover the quiet freedom of being ordinary. And in that ordinariness, life itself becomes extraordinary. You realize that to simply be is the greatest miracle of all. And so the weight of specialness, once so happy, slips from your shoulders and disappears.
Thank you for reading this in specific at this point in time when I'm feeling so scared of going on something relatively public. So it helps.
You know, when I read it yesterday morning on the group, you had several signs of awakening, but this one stood out for me for two reasons. I think because I felt your energy behind it, and I felt it could be related also to this, what we're doing now. But I also, it mirrored in me a conversation we had a few weeks ago about the image and the importance of the image and the importance of how we are looked at from outside. And you opened my eyes on this, the importance of not giving a fuck, because it's an imperfect podcast. And you know, this imperfect podcast is part of the journey of accepting imperfection. In this context, Viviane, would you introduce yourself very quickly or delve directly into this text that we read together as you feel like?
Let's delve in the text.
Okay.
So,
Okay, because you are resisting, I'm going to introduce you quickly. So Viviane is an amazing, amazing human being. She has the power of awareness and awakening and a very deep sense of her body, physical sensations, and linking them to the thoughts and the internal struggles and the traumas from long ago. And Viviane is an amazing host. She likes to have people around. She has 3 beautiful daughters. Each one of them is in a different space of the world. And she has a very lovely husband who's also always shining like her. And Viviane, I'm sure that you have also a deep wisdom inside of you. That's why also I'm very eager to talk more with you about imperfections. So now that I've done my introduction, please, let's delve.
sorry, Zia. Awakening.
Yes,
I think
the text that we read. Yeah.
it's amazing, especially the example that he gives about the flowers. They're not there to impress. It's in their nature to bloom, you know. And it's a beautiful analogy, but it's so difficult to actually do that, Ziad. We've been conditioned all our life, and it's as if it's already ingrained. We are born with it. If I look at children, and it starts from such an early age to seek attention, to seek, you know, a positive reaction from others. And it's so hard to let this go. It's so hard. You get attached, you start building your identity, you start building this image of yours. And then you realize that all this, you should let it go. It's extremely tough.
And Viviane, I have the impression that you've been there
Oh,
in the
yes.
process. You started this How was it?
It was difficult, of course. Well, it requires a lot of modesty. You need it's as if you're shedding layers of yours, um, and to seek people's approval, which is what you've always been seeking in reality, especially in our education system as well. If you take that into consideration, it's terrible. So you start trying to be humble, trying to detach from your physical appearance, from your youth at this point, um, uh, from all the merits, from all the approvals, from all the consideration uh, that you think sometimes are owed to you. And then, and we've read this, you've read it too, I'm sure. Um, the thing is, life doesn't owe you anything. It doesn't. And we just need to basically accept what comes, accept what we are, try to spot those egotistic bursts that we have, and they're very difficult to spot. And just be. It's all about being. It's all about presence. It's crazy.
Yeah, and you know, to continue on what you're saying, I feel that it's not a step that, okay, now I finished this, I pass to next step. It is something that goes and come all the time. So you think that you have, okay, now I'm not attached. And then suddenly you find yourself in a situation where you are clinging, not only
Absolutely.
attached to something. And this is the craziness of things, because with awareness, like freedom doesn't come very quickly. It comes in moments. And the idea is to make these moments longer and longer and longer until they become the presence we are seeking.
Yeah, you're basically re-educating yourself, rewiring your brain. And that's the importance of meditation, the morning routine to meditate. It allows you to observe your thoughts. It allows you to observe your mind, how it's functioning, where it's taking you. Every second, every moment, the number of thoughts that you get if you start observing, it's crazy. And so you learn to prolong those very small moments of nothingness. And you get when you reach this nothingness moment, and you feel you feel the relief inside, you start wanting to make it a little bit longer. I want to stay there. I want to stay there. And then with time, those moments get longer and longer, and that's peace. But again, life it takes you up and brings you down, and then you have to find your center again. It's constant. It doesn't stop.
Mm-hmm. And now that you are talking, Viviane, I feel so much peace in what you're saying. But also I know, because we discussed a little bit before we start this session, I know that it hasn't been easy in the last couple of days for you. But I think that this is something that you already have achieved. And I can relate to that, because I maybe I'm projecting also on you, I don't know. But I feel sometimes that the storm is here inside of me, but from the outside, at least from the outside, I seem to be calmer. when the storm is here. Before, when the storm was here, I was like up and down and in all places. But now, with working on oneself, with the meditation, with all the work that you're doing or we're doing, we can, at least from the outside, keep the peace.
But I don't think it should be fake. It should be a mask you're wearing. I think with training, with meditation, and with understanding yourself, you start going inward when you're not at peace, and you start watching those emotions and feeling the sensations. They're physical. Emotions have their, in parallel, they have equivalent physical sensations. So you go there. And it's funny because we've always been brought up to run away from our ailments or uneasiness, be it physical or emotional or whatever it is. And if I've learned something important during this path, it's that you should never do that. You should go to where it hurts. You should sit where it hurts. You should breathe into it with love, with acceptance. It's not easy. It requires a lot of focus, a lot of concentration on the point. You go to where the pain is the strongest, and you stay with it, and you would feel the pain expanding and increasing, and it might scare you. But when you know that this will not kill you, you stay with it, and you embrace it, and it's crazy how it just vanishes. It's just yeah. It's a long process. It takes a lot of work.
I heard you talking about this several times, and I really, really, I'm impressed with your capacity to do this, because it's a very tough. I tried it, I tried it and I have it, but I never got to the
Bottom of
end,
it.
because it needs a lot of courage and a lot of patience and a lot of work, yeah.
Not only that, Ziad, the thing is, some pains, they come from very, very far. They're ingrained deep inside of you, and these pains, you need to go back to them. They would calm down for a while when you do this exercise, but then a week later or a month later, it depends, you see it coming maybe stronger sometimes. You need to go back to it, to sit with it. And this is how it's usually when the pain goes back to your childhood or to your ancestors, maybe, I don't know. Some
For
other
past
pains,
lives.
yeah, some other pains are young, they're recent, and you start knowing them. When you start doing this exercise, you would know which pain is old and which one is young. And the young ones, you have a better chance of getting rid of them for good.
Viviane, you are shining, by the way, huh? Your
Thank
face
you.
is shining, and
The
yeah,
light,
yeah, 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 yeah.
the sun,
Yeah.
the beautiful sun in this country.
Eternal sun, I guess. Viviane, I know you wanted this conversation to be instructive, and you were a little bit afraid of talking about yourself, because but this is about you, and this is about how your experiences could inspire or open some doors in the minds and hearts of others. So my question to you is, what is the situation where you felt the most pressure to be perfect in your life, or role where you felt more pressure to be perfect?
It's very difficult for me to choose, for the simple reason that I try to be perfect in every aspect of my life. I tried to be perfect as a mother. I tried to be perfect as an employee in the beginning, and later as a translator. I'm a translator, basically. I tried to be perfect as a wife. I tried to be perfect as a daughter, as a sister. And how can I choose now? And this is,
No, but I mean, how could you be perfect on all
I
these at
said
the
I
same time?
tried. I haven't been perfect all the way.
Yeah.
I
How
tried,
did that make you
but
feel,
it's
this
enough.
trying?
Trying is enough to exhaust you.
Exactly.
You can never
Yeah.
reach perfection.
This quest for perfection. Where do you think this comes from?
There is a part of it that comes from your character. If you're a pleaser, then you want to be perfect in the eyes of everyone. And I have a bit of a pleaser side. And it comes from education. Education at home and at school. And it's mostly school that affected me because at home, we had a home full of love, and full of acceptance and unconditional, the love that we had at home. So, but I wanted to please still, so I had to be the perfect daughter, and so yeah, it's more than one factor. It's
Hmm.
more than one. And value, to find value in yourself. You needed to prove all the time. Because if I don't prove, then I'm nothing. I'm worthless.
Hmm. And trying to be perfect in all these aspects, you said that it exhausted you. How did you come to realize that? And how, when was the moment where you said to yourself,
I fell
fuck
sick.
it?
I fell sick, basically. And I literally said, fuck it. Uh, so, so yeah, I started to put myself first. And this is how it all started. To give myself the time, not to do anything, the doing that we're used to and that we think is accepted, is expected from us. It's terrible. People should do nothing often. So yeah, it was a long way. It was a very long way. But once you start on this path and you start seeing things clearly, there is no way you can go back. It's impossible to go back to the suffering, to the constant inner suffering. To me, that was the case, at least.
Viviane, what you're saying is so important. And I'm sure that a lot of people who are listening or watching us could relate. What could we tell them to help them do the step up and say, I'm gonna put myself first, I'm gonna do nothing, and that's okay? What how what in your experience helps you do that?
It's not only one thing. The problem is that you need to connect to that inner part of you, the unshakable part of you, the divine part of you that gives you worth without any feedback from your life situation and the people that are around you. Once you are connected to this part, then you know what's worth giving attention to and putting effort into and doing, and what is not. Once you know all this, then things start coming your way, and the need for approval starts diminishing. It will not disappear, but it starts becoming less and less important with time. What I'm saying is not easy. Connecting to that part
No,
of you it's a lot of work. And I call it work, but in reality, it's a lot of self-observation and being in the moment. Really, it's about observing your thoughts, breathing deeply. Breath is so important. Nobody realizes that. Everybody talks about breath, but nobody realizes the importance of breath. And breath connects you to that inner divine within. And we're always very busy to breathe deeply. We
okay.
breathe to survive, to keep going, but we rarely remember to breathe deeply and not go to a class, a breathing class. It doesn't have to be a breathing class. We need to be able to stop every now and then when we're at work or when we're driving or whatever we're doing, to stop, to check on your body, to check on your different parts. Whereas if there is a tension somewhere, go to it and breathe slowly. And the breathing should happen from the nose. Always, I always say that, because this is the path to relaxation and to connection with the divine. It's not from the mouth. The mouth,
So both exhale and inhale
yes,
from the nose.
yes, because when you breathe from your mouth, it basically activates the fight or flight system, the alertness, the panic mode in us that is constantly active in today's life. So breathing from the nose is crucial. So yeah, if somebody remembers, you can put a reminder if you're at work. I realize how much it's engaging and you forget yourself. So if you put a reminder, it will help you just take 2 minutes, not more. Go outside or go to a window, check on yourself. Where's the tension now? Just go to it, relax it while breathing slowly from your nose. And this helps reduce stress, daily stress, by a lot,
I'm experimenting it as we speak.
I noticed.
No, but thank you for that, because it's been very stressful for me at work recently, and maybe last week I was like, in the morning I woke up and I was very, very, very stressed, and I asked ChatGPT to help me, and he proposed, or she proposed, to do some breathing with the mantra of "I am safe, even if I don't control everything," and this kind of stuff. And I remember how my day completely changed. But then we forget,
Yeah.
like, then I forgot, and now you reminded me. And I liked also the fact that what you said about reconnecting to the divine inside, which in other terms I think also could be remembering ourselves,
Yeah.
remembering we are remembering what we've been through, and that whatever is the situation now and whatever is the outcome of it, we're going to continue to be, maybe not in the way that we're thinking we will be, or not how we expected things to be, but we will be. And this is fucking difficult to do, because now, for example, in my work, I'm working through a transition, and I need to align people and things and everything, and I'm always in this tension phase. So I will remember your advice.
Yeah,
Thank you.
sure. Another thing that can help is to remember to zoom out a bit, to get a bit like as if you're going upwards and watching your life from above. And it might help you see that nothing is this important,
Mm.
really. And everything shall pass.
It's crazy, Vivian, how we think that, what we're living now and here is like, the end of the life, and if this happen, but then if you zoom
Yeah,
out, yeah, you're
yeah. We
yeah.
get sucked in
And
totally.
what's crazy is, in my case, I'm putting the pressure on myself. No one is putting, like, because I want to achieve something, because I
Yeah,
have yeah, but yeah,
you're attached to a result.
I want to prove myself, I think. I want to prove myself, although I know my worth.
What
So
if
it's like,
your intention, instead of wanting to prove yourself, you try to give your job the best that you can give, regardless of the outcome and all other factors. Do you
I
think?
like it. And yeah, maybe this is the right term. I want to create value, but for things that are not even in my control. This is where stress comes in.
Mm.
It's not to prove myself really, but it is to make sure that things are going well, but it's not only depending on me. So there are the other person. So sometimes I feel I'm pushing, sometimes I feel I shouldn't, like I question a lot myself, because also I don't trust myself fully. Maybe if I trust myself fully, I would do the same thing, but without all the questions around, and it will be much easier for me.
Yeah, and without the stress.
Yeah. But this is not about me, Viviana. I told you. Let's come back to you, Viviane. Uh, Okay, I know you have a lot of imperfections, like me, like everybody. But if you want to pick up one that comes to your mind now that you really was hindering your growth or evolution, what would it be?
Question. Oh, exactly what it is. I know for sure that I still want to look perfect in certain ways. So this is stopping me. I know I have still a lot of attachments. Um, it's getting everything. What I'm saying is that I've gone far in releasing all of that, but there's still a lot of work to be done. So, but to pinpoint one thing that is hindering my growth, my evolution, I would say attachment.
Attachment to the result or attachment to things or
Attachment to comfort, attachment to ease. It's mostly that.
it seems a positive thing. How does it hinder your growth?
Because I'm attached to them. I don't take risks anymore. I don't feel pushed to get out of my comfort zone. I don't know if it makes sense to you, but this is really what I feel right now at this stage of my life. Uh, I'm just too comfortable
Where do you think this comes from? This feeling?
of feeling comfortable and not being able to like throw myself out there.
Yes, and thinking that this is hindering your growth.
Fear of not succeeding, fear of losing, fear of getting hurt.
What if I tell you this is your strengths, what you were mentioning before? How does it resonate with you?
My strengths. Uh,
No,
the
what if
comfort I'm in is my strength.
the attachment to the comfort and to the ease? Because this is something that this ease and comfort, you give them. Like now, I'm sitting with you, I'm talking to you, I feel much more less stressed. Now I understand where it comes from.
So maybe I should stay in this comfort in order to
maybe,
communicate it to
maybe,
others.
yeah, maybe it's a point of view. It's like
It
a
could be.
point of view. But this you could turn this into your strengths also because you have it. Like I'm not the only one who says it. Um, it's all the chatters in our mind that makes this an imperfection or something that can. Anyways, in all the episodes, we knew and we said that it's the imperfection that push us to grow. So how do you think this imperfection that you pointed out could help you grow?
I'm not sure I agree that imperfection helps us to grow. I'm fully
Talk about
convinced that suffering helps in
what's the difference? Let's explain the difference
well,
for everyone.
imperfection. It's imperfection is when you have flaws and you don't do things. Imperfection has no limitation. This is the thing with imperfection. Like if you're talking about motherhood, how can motherhood be perfect in any way? It's impossible. It's impossible. So I think perfection is a myth. It is really a myth. At the end of the day, each one of us needs to adapt to the people that he's with, to the situation that he's in, the best way he can. And the best way is always when you follow your heart and when you come out from a place of love and kindness. You can't be wrong. It's impossible to be wrong uh, when you come out from a place like that. So perfection to me would be to be fully present, to feel the other and yourself all the time, and to nurture this love and kindness that you have within you, and be grateful. Gratefulness helps a lot in nurturing this love.
And do you think this is achievable?
It is achievable, definitely. There are plenty of awakened people, and it is achievable. What are you willing to give up for that? This is the question. Yeah.
What are you willing to give?
I don't know. This is it. This is the problem.
So this is, in fact, if I link this to your previous answer, the attachment to comfort and ease, so maybe this is also what you're talking about,
Yes.
or no?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But I would say that being in the state of love and kindness all the time is like very difficult. Like,
Yes.
it's really difficult. Very few people, I think, in the world have achieved it to be all the time in this state. You know, maybe in moments we can be in a state of, I can feel myself flowing sometimes, sometimes in the ground and all
Mm.
that. So maybe accepting that there will be moments where
Sure.
we're up, there will be moments when we'll be down. Yeah,
Sure.
it could
Definitely.
happen.
We're human. We have to accept our humanity, our humanness, not humanity. And but you know, I'm talking about the fully awakened people. Those people, they can still see the divine in the most evil person on earth. It's achievable. I'm sure about that. But yeah, I'm
I think I'm behind you. I cannot even see it. But Viviane, you spoke about something interesting, which is suffering. What is your definition of suffering and how it can help us grow?
suffering. It's suffering. What is suffering? Suffering is when you have self-doubt, when you feel insufficient, when you have fears all the time, when you have anguish, when you don't trust. You know, it's all these negative emotions that can create suffering. Suffering is when you feel betrayed, when you feel that you are a victim. All of that, it's terrible suffering within.
And how could they help us grow?
They help us grow because we want to get rid of them, and the only way to get rid of them organically, naturally, without resorting to temporary solutions like pills and alcohol and drugs, is to understand, is to understand where all this is coming from. You know, when you understand your anger, why am I getting angry? It's because you have expectations. It's because you're attached to this result. It's because you're attached to see your child behaving this way. It's because you're attached to reach this result. It's, you know, this is it. This is mostly it. And you get angry because the outcome is not the way you expected it to be or you wanted it to be. So when you start understanding the root cause of these emotions, it's like a veil that starts dissipating, and then in parallel you work on yourself, you work on going inside, on going to that silence within you, and then it becomes beautiful.
I want to go there.
You know how to go there.
Viviane, yeah. How? Let's talk about things that help you go to this place. You spoke about breathing.
Yes, in my opinion,
What?
it's breathing is extremely important. It's the first step to start going within. Secondly, you have to make a list of what's occupying you in your life and start eliminating the things that are not worth it, and only keep the things that really nurture you, that bring you nourishment, positive nourishment, you know. And start having a morning routine and an evening routine if you can, by meditating or whatever activity can allow you to watch your thoughts, to calm yourself within, and go to that deep silence inside of you, and to make certain choices. The people you go to, the people you see, the books you read, the reels you watch, the movies you watch, um, the things you buy, the things you eat. It's a holistic approach, basically, to life.
Being aware of everything we do or we consume or we.
Yeah.
Viviane, what is the part of you that you used to repress and that you now accept, if there is any?
The part of me that's my negative emotions. I still have negative emotions and I accept them. And I even I'm starting to understand where they're coming from. And sometimes they simply don't come from me, they come from people. I see people I spend time with, even the community, the country, the energy of the country, how it affects you, the energy of the world, how it affects you. And I see how it's affecting me. And I get sick. And when I get sick, I used to feel like I lost. Why am I getting sick so often? Wow, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? This question, I don't ask. I don't say it. I don't phrase it anymore. And I just look at whatever illness or not illness, like a virus or whatever you want to call it. I see it as an energy passing through me, and I let it pass. And I just uh, relax. And my husband, it's a joke between us, he begs me to take a Panadol. He begs me to take a Panadol. And I simply tell him, stop doing that. I know for sure that Panadol will hurt my liver. What it's going to do for me right now in this situation, other than hurting my liver, it's going to just hush my symptoms, to eliminate them. I don't want that. They're here for me to see them. And yes, what's wrong with sitting in bed and taking this time to relax my body, to let this energy go through me, and then it will be over. Why do I need to shut it up? And it works, and this is how it's been for quite a while now.
I love it.
Yeah.
I come to realize how much we live in a world where we program to. In fact, we numb the symptoms not to feel things because we need to be productive, because we need
Because
to
you
be
shouldn't
part of.
stop doing
We
what you're
shouldn't stop.
doing. You shouldn't stop.
Exactly. Exactly. And if we stop, it's a problem for the system, you know, because we're making the system work, and we're making the system work not in our interest. You know, that's the paradox of it.
Exactly. The system is using us. And at the end of the day, the positive outcome is not coming back towards us.
Mm. Viviane, as a last question, I know it's a long episode today. Sorry for that, Viviane, but
Don't
the
worry.
conversation was so interesting. But what would you say to somebody who's watching us or listening to us and who feels these negative emotions, who feels the attachment to the easiness, to the comfort, who feels that they want to be perfect in all the aspects of their lives?
It's a lot of things, Ziad. I think that there's one thing that works on every case, every one of the cases that you just mentioned, which is to breathe, to remember to breathe, and to be present. Presence is the key, and breath. So
What is presence?
presence is, well, the mindfulness typical example given. It's when you're drinking tea, drink tea, you know. So focus on the smell. Look at the color, the tincture in your cup. Smell it, feel the warmth, and taste it. This is presence. This is to be fully immersed in the action that you're doing right now. And the famous The Power of Now, the famous book of Eckhart Tolle. It's about that. You only have now.
Yeah.
Yesterday is gone, and tomorrow may never come. So to be here now.
Jan, I'm here. But talking about that, I tried once to do like a challenge on mindful eating, and it is so difficult. Wow. But it is so enjoyable also when you do it, when you try to imagine all the taste and where it comes from and all the people that contributed
Yeah.
to the food that you are eating. It's a beautiful exercise, but it is very difficult because it goes against everything we learned.
It's true. We're Mediterraneans,
Yeah,
Mediterraneans, they're like, it's a feast every time you have a meal. We have to be
yeah.
more than one sitting at the table. If somebody is sitting alone eating, it's a sad thing. And I don't agree with that. I totally don't agree with that. It's a moment to really relish and experiment this food that was prepared either by you or by anyone else to, yeah, to immerse yourself in the experience.
Viviane, so we started our episode with a different way, in a different way this time. We started with reading a text that Viviane you shared about awakening from Alan Watts,
Yes,
and which talks about this period of time where we are in between. We are discovering awakening, but we also have attachment to the material world and to the past life that we had. And it's very funny because I feel that everything that we spoke about later is also in this interception, you know. So we spoke about how you've tried also to be perfect as a mom, as a wife, as a business person, and how you were tired and exhausted from this from trying to be perfect. And when there was this moment in your life when you said to yourself, fuck it, I'm gonna put myself first and I'm gonna connect to my inner divine. And this is also another thing that you also shared with us about connecting to our inner divine, remembering who we are in moments of stress and using the breath. You talked a lot about using the breath and not simply going to pay a session to do a breath, but using our breath throughout the day, 2 minutes per day, every now and then, to reconnect to our body, feel the things in our body, and then calm our nervous system. You also spoke to us about everything that our body contain from past traumas, past experiences, from this life, from ancestors, and how by sitting with this pain, we can understand better this pain and we can let it go at the end of the day. And this might take time, but this is the only way to let go of these elements in our life. When I
absolutely.
asked you about, yeah, when I asked you about the one thing that you didn't choose to accept and now that you accept is negative emotion, and these negative emotions do not come only from you, but they pass through you, and in spite of stopping their symptoms, you let them go through you and you pass to the now and to being present, because being present is one of the most precious things that you could recommend to anyone. And this liberates us and liberates you, in your case, from this imperfection that you picked up, which is attachment to ease and comfort, which for me, I believe you can turn it into a really, really powerful strength, because throughout the whole episode today, I was feeling this ease and this comfort, and this was giving me confidence, and this was giving me a lot of beautiful feelings. So I want to thank you for
Thank
that,
you.
Viviane.
Thank you, Ziad. Thank you
And
so much.
I hope you enjoyed it. And for sure, you will come back to this podcast, to the Imperfect podcast, when we will have more than 1 million followers in maybe about 2-3 months.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I'm trying
Just
to,
believe in it.
manifest. Yeah. So thank you, Vivian. Thank you guys for watching us and
Thank you.
listening to us. Please follow the Imperfect Podcast. Listen to it. We're live on YouTube, on Spotify Podcast, on Apple Podcast, and we are doing some promotion on Instagram. So please stay with us, subscribe, comment, share, and let us know what you think about it. Ciao. Thank you so much.